There we go. So yeah, if you want to do this flow again, it'll be up on the GW Campus Rec YouTube channel. So yeah, so for today's flow with twists, really focusing on good rotation through from the chest and around the ribs, so we can move around the spine with ease, keeping our lower back safe and our hips nice and aligned as we twist. So those are elements of twist that we'll go through today here in our practice. And you can think of, you can be twists, you can also think of them as rotations, because they are all functional movement patterns. We do those things in our daily lives already. So if we go to reach for something, that is a form of a twist. That is a form of rotation. So it's always a good thing to practice it and learn how our body's moving in space during our practice. So that is the theme of the flow. So if you have a block with you, or like I said, a thicker textbook will also work well here, and your mat, if you'd like to have some water nearby, as to have during your practice. Yeah, there'll be lots of variations for poses that you can take throughout the class. So listen to how you feel, during the course of the flow. And if you want to take a brief pause in a down dog or a child's pose, more than welcome to do so here in your practice. So yeah, any questions before we get started? I always like to kind of pause for a moment just before we begin. Just setting my watch here. There's yoga, there it is. So yeah, if you have any questions before we begin, let me know. This practice that we do, the LYT method, is based in a lot of physical therapy movements. So movements that are rooted in functional, daily habits of moving, really integrating the core and thinking about good posture and neutral alignment of the spine. And so we want to carry that with us even when we're twisting. So that'll be the theme for today. I'll resend the playlist link in the chat here. Do that again if it wants to. There we go, copy. So yeah, if you'd like to use a playlist during your practice, it's just a Spotify link for a playlist, optional, up to you. And let's begin. So come on down to your mat, take your block with you, and we are going to find bridge. With the block, you want to place it at the thinnest setting in between your thighs. Bring your heels to the floor, either just under the knees or just slightly in front. Pressing your feet through the floor, squeezing the glutes. Let's lift into bridge and hold. Really feeling the glutes engage, drawing the core in and upwards here in bridge. Feel your scapula right now on the mat. And then let's lower down and come back up. Doesn't have to be a high bridge. Low bridge is great because we're just warming up. And what we're doing, this is called our reset. And we're literally just resetting our posture, our alignment, and starting to integrate more in the core. Good, lower down, and then press through the feet and squeeze the glutes. Good. Feel your pelvis. So take your hands, place it over the two front bones on your pelvis. Those are your ASIS joints. And you want to feel that they're level. Another way to feel you're getting more glutes is by squeezing the glutes and lifting your hips into your hands, and you'll really feel the glutes kick in. Good. Let's take our left hand, bring it above our shoulder. Take the right hand behind, thumb is behind the hand, and draw the fingers towards you. It's a little wrist stretch. We do a lot of weight-bearing activity on our hands in our practice. That's like planks, down dog, dolphin. We want to have the wrists primed and ready to go. It's also good release since a lot of us are typing all day. So it's really good to get our wrists nice and open and ready. And switch to the other side. You'll feel your right arm above your shoulder. Left hand is drawing the fingers back gently. And then we lower the hips down slowly. And we start with the upper back, mid back, low back, and we reset. Good. Let's take the block out, move it off to the side. Take your knees over top of your hips. Knees stack right over the hips. Place your hands behind your head. Draw the elbows in and breathe in. Inhale, and then exhale. Lift the shoulder blades up. Holding your crunch, do a small swivel of the pelvis. So keep the pelvis neutral, but it's just a little rotation. One more. Reset and lower. Inhale and exhale, lift. Keeping the lower back drawn towards the floor. Start a swivel again. It's a very small movement. Keep the scapula up off the ground, so that's your shoulder blades. Last one, and lower. Good. Inhale, exhale, lift. One more swivel. One more each side. And lower. Take your block back in between your thighs. So finish setting, bring it in between your legs. Inhale and exhale, lift. Squeeze the block together and hold. You're going to get the idea of integrating the deep core that's right here, as well as the obliques, because they all feed in to the deep core. So we want to get those activated, those muscles, and squeezing the block not only wakes up your inner thighs, but also that deep core. So that's what we're going for here by squeezing the block. And exhale, lower. Just one more. Inhale and exhale, lift. Shoulder blades peeled off the mat. Head is resting into the hands. Look downwards, visualizing your deep core. So just bring your eye gaze towards lower abdominals, obliques, as you squeeze the block. So we're doing a lot here, but we're integrating everything together. And lower. Woo, so good, right? Let's take the block out, and we're gonna do a spinal twist. So draw the knees towards the left side. Place your palms down on the floor and press. Knees are drawn in close towards your armpits. Inhale and exhale. Really feel that opening up of the chest wall. The nice thing about a spinal twist. And then let's release to the other side. So we're going to draw the knees up and over, and then bring it down. And then again, press the palms down. So you'll feel the chest wall on the left side opening this time. Inhale and exhale. You might feel one side more than the other. For me, I tend to feel more tightness along this side of my lats. But that's why we take a little time here in the beginning to take stock, see how we feel. Let's do one more round of abdominals, something new. So bring the knees back over the hips and lengthen the legs. Take your hands behind your head, just like you did before, and draw the elbows in. Inhale and exhale, lift up. Lower your right leg, and then you're going to twist to the left, small twist, and then cross your legs and squeeze your thighs. So kind of like you did with the block in between your thighs earlier. Good. Release the legs and lower. Inhale, exhale, lift. Let's try it on the other side. Lower the left leg this time. Twist a little bit to your right. Cross your legs and squeeze. Keep your scapula, right scapula in particular, up off your mat as you twist. Release the legs, upper body, and lower. Woo. Definitely feel this one. Inhale and exhale, lift. Lower the right leg. Twist to the left. Cross. Adding on, reach your right arm and press it into your left thigh. Left scapula is up off the mat. Good. Hand back to the head, legs uncrossed, and we lower. Woo. Inhale, exhale, lift. Left leg lowers, right twist, cross legs, and then reach left arm. Drawing those core muscles in, obliques. Good. Hand back to head, legs uncrossed, we lower. Inhale and exhale, lift. Lower the right leg. We're going to do one more for each side here. So we've got the twist first, cross the legs, reach the arm, and think about your scapula. Is it up off your mat? Good. Hand back to head, legs and upper. Here we go. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Lower the leg, twist, cross, and reach. Do you feel your left forearm pressing into your right thigh? Release hands, legs, and lower. Whew. Feels good, right? Let's take our hands behind our thighs, roll up. So we've just awakened the core. Now we want to think about coming onto all fours. So bring your wrists under your shoulders. Knees drawn in are under the hips, just like this. You want to draw the belly in as well as the ribs. Now bring your forearms to the floor. You can do one of two things. Palms down or hands laced together. Toes are curled under, and then you're going to lift your hips vertically into dolphin. You want to keep the spine long. Press through the forearms and draw the core up and in. If you need to, adjust your feet, walking them closer towards you, bending your knees more. Lots of great modifications or little tweaks you can make to make the pose the most beneficial for you. Take a big breath in, exhale through the mouth, letting it all go. Love dolphin. Dolphin is one of my daily poses that I love to do because we get upper body, core, and we release the back. Draw your knees to the floor, nice and easy. Bring your hands onto quadruped, or come up onto your hands into quadruped. And then we're gonna lift into down dog, walk the feet in, and let's rise into Tadasana. Let's pause here for a moment. Open up the palm facing the front. So this is our Tadasana, mountain pose. We want to hang on to this feeling, vertical spine, neutral pelvis, neutral shoulders and neck, even as we're rotating. We want to hang on to that. So let's practice. Inhale, bring the arms up and forward. Hip from the hip, push the hips back. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands right onto your shoulders. Step the right foot back, drop the knees and the toes, low lunge. Bring the arms forward and up. Draw in the core, wrap the right glute down. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Keep them here as you step back into plank. Shoulder blades pinned onto the ribs. Lower the knees, lower towards the floor to cobra. Head of the humerus lifted, squeeze the glutes, pull back through the hands. Chin is tucked in. Curl the toes under, press to plank, lift to down dog, hips go high. Step your right foot forward, lower the left knee and the toes. Arms forward and up. Nice and tall, being mindful of the ribs. Place the hands to the floor, under the shoulders, and walk into forward fold. Rise to Tadasana. Hip from the hip, forward fold. Chest meeting the thighs. Step the left foot back. Lower the knees and the toes. This time, take your hands onto your shoulders. Add a little shoulder roll. Let the scapula, shoulder blades, lead the way. They're waking up the connective tissues in between the scapula. Bring hands to floor. Step back to plank. Strong core brace, lower the knees, and lower to cobra. Squeeze the glutes. Press through the palms, toes curl under, plank to downward facing dog. Weight is still into the hands. Step the left foot forward, lower the knees, not the and the toes. Shoulder roll. Love doing this shoulder roll. So good. Let's bring our hands to the floor. Step in, finding our forward fold. One more cycle. Inhale, arms up forward. Exhale, fold. Place your hands onto the floor so they're ready to go as you step the right foot back. This time we have some arm swings. Bring the arms forward and switch. You want to keep the hips still. And we're getting a little rotation. It's an active lift and switch. 2 and 1. Bring hands to floor. So again, hands are ready to go. They stay in plank where they are. Same as when you lower to cobra. They stay. Pull back through the hands without moving them. Draw the core up and in. Press through the palms, hands are right where they are. Lift into down dog, hips go high. Step the right foot forward, hands are still on the floor. Then we lift and arm swings. So it's gonna keep the activation of our shoulder girdle. And it feels really good because we're getting weight bearing through the hands. One more. Bring your hands to the floor. Same idea. As you step in, feel some weight into the hands and then reach up. Take a fold. Here we go. Left foot steps back. Lower the knees, but not the toes. Arm swings again. Breathe in and out. Bring hands to floor. We got the hands ready to go. We're going to step back to plank, lower the knees, and lower to cobra. Squeeze the glutes. Tuck the toes under, press to plank. Then the legs walk in for down dog. Belly drawn in. Step the left foot forward. Lower the knees, but not the toes. Arm swings. Here we go. One more. Each arm, Bring hands to floor, step in, and finding Tadasana. Pause at the top briefly. Bring your hands by your sides, open up, big breath in, and exhale. So that just warmed us up and we are ready to go. Arms up and forward, first sequence. Hip forward from the hips. Step back into a low lunge. Lowering the knees, but not the toes, right leg going back. Bring your hands to heart center, adding a small rotation in prayer twist. So we twist towards the front thigh. Hips are still square. Bring it back to center. Take a few of these here. Little small rotation. The idea is we're awakening our thoracic spine. That's the mid-back. So think any part of the back that's connected, or the spine that's connected to a rib. That's your thoracic spine. Good. Now we're going to lift the right leg, hang on to the prayer hands, and we're going to lift up and twist. Sometimes you might see elbow to knee. If you prefer to stay lifted, because that gives you more neutrality in the spine, you can hold that option here. I like to do this so that it helps my pelvis stay neutral. Good. Bring your hand to the floor, and we're going to come into twisted crescent. Same idea. Neutral pelvis, neutral spine as we're twisting. Squeeze your right glute to aid the pelvis. Good. Bring your hands to the floor, one-legged plank. Lift your right leg, draw your right knee under your right hip, open up to the side, modified side plank. Bring your hands to the floor, step back, the right leg lifted, right knee comes down, modified side plank. One more time, hands to floor, right foot lifts, right knee draws in, opening up to modified side plank. Come to plank, knees or toes, then lower the knees and lower to cobra. We're going to stay on the floor, adding locust. Bring your arms into a goalpost like a W and draw the shoulder blades onto the ribs. Squeeze the glutes and hold. Good. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Press to plank. We lift to down dog. Hips go high. Lift your left leg, three-legged down dog. Doesn't have to be high. Can be hip level, can go a little higher. Bend the knee. And we're going to bring it forwards into a knee to elbow. And then come back into three-legged down dog. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, exhale, come to plank. Push back. 2 more. Press through the hands. Last one. Three-legged down dog. Good. Step the right foot or the left foot forward. Coming into our cross ankle forward fold. So we're going to step the right foot into, but it's going to cross behind. Cross ankle forward fold. Take a full breath in and exhale. Feel a nice release into the low back. Bend the knees. Draw the core in. Let's uncross the legs from the top. Arms up and forward. Exhale, lower into forward fold. Step your left foot back this time. We've got our low lunge. Lower the knee, but not the toes. Hands to heart center in prayer. Slight twist here in prayer. Again, just awakening the thoracic spine. Squeeze the left glute. Let's do 2 more. Coming into our twisted prayer crescent. So we lift the left knee, then twist. Squeeze your left glute. Let that help keep your pelvis neutral so it doesn't dip as you twist. Let's bring our left hand to the floor, opening up into twisted crescent. If you'd like, you can keep the hand bent or the arm bent, hand onto hip or thigh, rather than extending the arm overhead. Your choice. Bring hands to floor. Step the right foot back. Lift the left leg, and then draw the left knee under the hip. Modified side plank, opening up. Bring hand to floor. Left foot steps back, one-legged plank, modified side plank with left knee on the floor under the hip. Step back, draw the knee in, open up. Leaning into the left scapula here for stability. Hand to floor. 1 more. Modified side plank, opening up. Hand to floor. Finding plank. Lower to the floor, knees or toes. Locust. So we've got arms in a W position. Squeeze the glutes. Feet stay down. Good. Bring hands to floor. Press to plank. Lift to down dog. Raise your right leg. Squeeze the glute. It can be here. We're going to go up a little higher, you can. We're going to draw the knee in. Knee to elbow. And then back. Keep the core really strongly braced here. And let's use some breath as we flow. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Last one here. Hold your 3-legged down dog. Step the right foot forward. And then you're going to draw the left foot in for cross ankle forward fold. Knees bend. It's a great release for around the hips too. Uncross your legs and we rise up. Well done. Inhale, arms forwards and up. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Step back into your plank. 1 leg at a time. Hands are on the floor in that same position. Lower the knees. Lower to cobra. Draw the core in. Pull back through the hands. Shoulder blades on top of the ribs. Press to plank. Walking the feet in, bending the knees. And then step in to find your forward fold. Inhale and rise. Let's repeat. Exhale. Push the hips back. Hands to floor. Stepping back to plank. We've got shoulder blades pinned onto the ribs. Lower the knees. Lower to cobra. Feel the collarbone opening in cobra. Curl the toes under. Press to plank. Coming into down dog. Weight is still in the hands and walk into fold. Raise the arms forwards and up. Something new this time. You want to give it a try. Hands to floor. Jump or step into plank so you can hop the legs back and pause. Then lower. You always want to take that pause. Pause and plank. That helps me remember. Pause and plank. Press palms through floor. Lift, down dog. Option if you'd like, you can hop forward into your fold or step in. Whatever feels comfortable. Arms forward and up. Tip from the hip again. Couple more. Can step or hop. Remember, we pause and plank, right? Lower the knees, lower slow. Pull back through the hands. So your triceps, they're the ones that are controlling the descent. And then we step in. Once more. Hip from the hip. Jump or step. If you'd like a challenge, you can try lowering on the toes or knees down, up to you. Press through palms. And then walk in. We just continue to warm the body with sun salutations. Let's forward fold, and we're going to step back into down dog. So we feel the weight into the hands, and then we step back. Good. Lower the knees under the hips. Crouch. That's this pose, crouch pose. And then press through the palm, lift the hips vertically, down dog. It's a little flow. Core drawn in. Neutral scapula. And then the scapula, we're going to lift a little bit as they go overhead. That's what they're meant to do. Lower the knees. Good. Down dog. One more time. And then we bring it up. Down dog. Lift your left leg. Three-legged down dog. Bend the knee so the heel is pointing towards the ceiling and pulse the heel. Squeeze the glute. 3, 2, 1. Step the left foot forward. We're coming into a warrior 2. So we're going to place left foot back, turn the toes out slightly. Squeeze the glutes, stack hips and shoulders and ribs. Lift the arms, warrior 2. Press through the feet, squeeze the glutes. Take your left arm, raise it up and overhead and back for reverse warrior. Bring your forearm, gently rest it on your top of your left thigh for warrior variation. Sweep back, reverse. Feel the space in the ribs. Warrior variation. So we'll just take a few of this flow. Exhale. Inhale. Let's go one more for each. Feel the space in the ribs. Last one. Good. Bring your hands to the right side of your mat. So you're going to turn 90 degrees, facing the right edge of your mat. Hands onto the floor. Side lunges. Hips point back. Spine is long. Just going side to side. Let the knees point towards the toes. So you can point the toes out just a little bit to give the knees a place to go. Let's go one more to the front, one more to the back, and hold. Place the right hand down and open up. An arm can raise to shoulder height or a little bit more. But we're just getting a little bit of rotation, little twist. Good. Walk your fingers to the front of the mat. Step the right foot in a little bit, about a quarter of the way in. Place the hands onto the floor. Fingers point towards your toes. This is pyramid with our fingers pointing back. And then bend left knee, let the ribs meet the thigh. And you'll feel a wrist stretch here. Really nice opener for the wrist. Think about all that weight bearing that we've been doing on our hands. Good. Release the hands. We're going to step back to plank. Lower the knees. Lower to cobra. Squeeze the glutes. Draw up pulling back through the hands. Press through palms, and we rise. Coming into a dolphin pose now. So bring the forearms to the floor, from down dog to dolphin. Good. Walk the feet back into forearm plank. We're gonna add a little hip dip, little dip of the hip, side to side. So remember the hip swivel, the pelvis swivel in our warm up, in our reset? Kind of like this, just in plank. Option, knees down. Good. Let's come into quadruped. Little cat and cow release. Draw the chin in, and then bring it through. Exhale, dome the back toward the sky. Inhale. Keep the core drawn in and the ribs. So they both are working here. Good, find your down dog. Let's walk in and repeat other side. Arms forward and up. Feeling that length in our spine, right? Tip from the hip. Bring hands to floor. Step back to down dog. Down dog to crouch. So we bend the knees and then hips go vertical. Bend the knees, long spine, and then hips to vertical. Press through palms. Really feeling that activity and energy through the hands. So it's going to carry into the scapula. Once more, lift the hips high. Lift the right leg, can be hip level or a little higher. Bend the knee, pulse the heel toward the ceiling, keeping the hips still or the pelvis still as you move at your hip. 3, 2, 1, warrior two. So the right foot will step forward. Come to standing and adjust, opening to the left side of your mat. Arms forward, or arms out to the sides, raising them to shoulder level. Squeeze the glutes. Sweep the right arm back and up and over. Warrior variation, coming forward, gently resting on the front thigh. Windmill back. And bring it forward. Good. Sweep back. Couple more. So feel the space that you get in the ribs. Let's pause here for a second in reverse. We feel that space opening up in our ribs. Lengthen the lateral side body. Same idea here in warrior variation. Pause for a second. You'll feel the length here and the core strength here to lift in warrior variation. Good. Bring your hands to the side of the mat, left side. Side lunges. Side to side. If you'd like, hands can be on the thighs this time. Up to you. Inhale. Exhale. Good. One to the front, one to the back. We've got hand down, and we're going to open up. Whoops. Be right leg this time. So right leg is bent. There we go. I forgot my right from my left. Opening up. Doesn't have to be high. This counts too. We're just getting that sense of rotation for the mid back. Let's walk the hands to the front of the mat. Stepping in, pyramid pose. Option to have the fingers point back. If it doesn't feel comfortable, hands can rest onto the floor with the fingers forward. Good. Let's step back into down dog. This time we're going to lower to dolphin, forearms down, hands can lace together if you'd like, hips are vertical. Walk back into plank, little hip dips, side to side. Feel the scapula pinned onto the ribs here in neutral. One more each side. Good. Coming into high plank. Lower the knees. Let's find cobra. Lift the chest. Squeeze glutes. Press through palms. Finding high plank again. Downward facing dog. Walk the feet in. And rise. Well done. Let's tip forward from the hips. Step back to plank. Lower the knees. Lower to cobra. Slow descent. Remember the triceps. Squeeze the glutes. Push to plank. Let's rise to down dog. Something new. Lift the left leg. Step forward to a crescent lunge high. So we lift up. Bend the back knee. Raise the arms forward and up. Tip from the hip. Back to down dog, or back to plank, excuse me. Lower the knees. Draw in the core. Sweep up. Toes curl under. Press to plank. Hips lift vertically. Step, right foot. Bring it forward. High crescent lunge. Squeeze the left glute. Arms forward and up. Good. Bring your hands to the floor. Step in. Forward fold. Take a pause here. Knees bent. Palms onto the floor. Let's rise. Tip from the hips. You can bring your hands to prayer if you'd like to try that option of a fold. Hands to floor. We're going to step back into a lunge and then rise into high crescent lunge. Good. Bring hands to prayer. Little twist, just like we did before. We're going to do some revisiting. Good. Squeeze the right glute. That's it. Good. We're going to step right knee up and forward. Hands in prayer. Step back to lunge. Draw up. Bend your left knee for balance as you stand. Use the core to control the leg. Last one here. We're going to lift and hold. Take the left hand to outside of right knee. And here's a twist. You need to tap down. For a second, you can. Let's open up to half moon. So we're going to open up, face the right side of the mat. If you'd like, I'll show you a block option. Holding your hand onto the block and opening up. Sometimes a block can help if reaching towards the floor feels uncomfortable. Props are powerful. That's my motto when it comes to yoga. Good. Let's come to seated twist. We're going to come to the mat, lower down. Left leg is crossed over the right. Option, extend the leg forward on the right side. Bring your arms into a goal toast and then a little twist, little rotation. Inhale and exhale. So make sure in the twist, your front toes are down and each of your sit bones. Really important. Side to side. There we go. Let's open up Move my block to the side here into a standing split. So what we'll do is bring our hands to the floor, top of the mat. Come into standing split, lifting the right leg. Press through the palms. Really strong position here, long spine, and squeeze the right glute. That is a must. Holding strong. Good. Come into airplane. We're going to lift the hands up off the floor and do the same thing again with the knees. So from airplane, we're going to lift. Woo. That's it. Come again. Steady balance here. So we've kind of added a little bit to it by making it an entirely balanced, driven flow. Ooh, and it feels good, right? One more at the top. Good. Bring your feet to the floor, coming into chair pose. You can take the feet under the hips, raise the arms forwards and up, and rise. Sink into chair, arms forwards and up, and rise. So the hips pushing back, the spine is long. One more time, hold, then bring your hands to the floor and forward fold. Step back to plank. Lower the knees. Lower down towards the floor. Cobra. Squeeze the glute. Push through the hands. Downward facing dog. Let's go right into the next side. Lift the right leg. Coming into high crescent. We lift. Left glute is squeezed. Let's find a little prayer twist. Just like before. You can bend the back knee as much as you need. Good. Step right foot in and lift the knee. Take it back. A lot of focus happening here in this one. But it's all really good things we're working on. Let's do one more. So we're going to step back, press through the front leg. That's going to help us draw the knee in. And we lift with the core and then standing twist. Right hand to left knee and open. Good. Let's find our half moon. So if you'd like your block, you can use that here. Opening up, or let the hand hover, maybe reach toward the floor, but feel the right hip and femur, that's your thigh bone, going back in space. Let's come to seated twist. So we're gonna lower, right leg is crossed over. You can keep the left leg bent like I have, or extended like I did before. Goalpost arm, low twist, side to side. Feels good, right? Nice release for the mid back. Really crave this mobility and movement. Let's come to standing split. So we're gonna bring our hands to the front. Right foot's gonna be in front this time. Hands to floor, feel the weight into your hands. And then lift your left leg. Squeeze the glute. Spine is long. And then lift into airplane. Arms come behind. And then we rise up. Knee lift. Take it back. Adding that challenge here. Feels really good, right? Press through the whole foot, really giving you that fullest leverage for balance, for strength on your right foot. Last one, we're gonna lower the knee or lower the foot, coming into our chair pose, arms forward and up, and then arms come back. Repeat again. and rise. Couple more here. Draw in the core. Last one, bring hands to floor. Take another flow. Step back to plank. And lower the knees or lower on your toes. Sweep up, squeeze the glute. Press through the palms. Down dog. Good. Stepping in, forward fold. Arms up and forward. Good. We've got one more series. Here we go. Bring your hands to the floor. Step back, lower the knees, but not the toes, low lunge. Squeeze the right glute. Goal post the arms. Little twist. Keeping the hips and pelvis neutral and still. That's it, good. Let's come into prayer twisted crescent. So we've got our twist. We lift the right knee, squeeze the right glute, really strong. Revolving half moon. So you're gonna lift your right leg now and twist into the left side. Nice balance challenge. Good. And then we're gonna draw the knee up again, just like we've been doing before. But we added a little bit more to it. We twist into the thigh. If not, if you like to stick with airplane to the knee lift like we did before, great option. Hold here. Bring your hands to the floor, lowering down into lizard, a wonderful hip opener. Make sure your left foot, move my block here, is outside of your hands. So you're going to take a little wider stance to give the hips that openness they're craving. If you'd like, hand onto thigh, twisting in towards the thigh, just like this. If you'd like more, you can reach opposite foot to hand. Now, I'll be the first to admit, this can be a tough one. Some days I have it, and some days my hips are like, ooh, not today. And that's okay if today isn't that day. Right here is perfect. Right here is perfect. All about the progress we want to make in our practice and embracing where we are. All right, let's step our left foot back, coming into plank. Lift the right leg, lower the right knee, modified side plank, just like before. So we're revisiting all of these wonderful sequences we've done, and we string it together. So we have one-legged plank to modified side plank. And in some cases, we just add a little bit to it. Last one, very good. Coming into forearm plank. Lower down to the forearm. If you want, you can bring the knees to the floor or knees lifted. If you'd like a little hip dip, you can add that here. Let's open up, lowering the right knee, opening up into side plank, forearm side plank. Feel the hips lift, leaning into the right scapula. Let's come to locust. So we're going to lower down. This time, if you'd like, lift your legs and sweep the hands back. Chin is tucked in. If you'd like more, and bow is in your practice, you can take your hands to the in or outside of the feet, squeeze the glute, and lift. Doesn't have to be high. We want to squeeze the glutes and open the chest. Very good. Release the feet. Let's come into plank, finding down dog. Lift the left leg. Draw the knee in towards the elbow, just like before. Press through the palm to engage the upper back more. Remember this flow. Last one, we're going to take left leg forward, and then we're going to open up into warrior two. Open up. Feels so good. Sweep back. Reverse. Or reverse to warrior variation. Sweep arm up and back. Squeeze the glute. Really anchoring the lower body, but giving the ribs and core, or really the ribs, that space to move. One more to the back. One more to the front. Good. Let's step in. We're going to turn, finding our airplane. Something new. We're going to bend the left knee. If you'd like to try dancer's pose, take your hand to in or out of the foot and hold. Releasing through the right hip. Just opening it up. Good. Let's come to the floor for a seated twist. So we let the foot go gently and we lower to the floor, seated twist. Adding a side bend this time. Other side. Good. Arms lift up and over. Remember, ribs want to have that space on both sides. Good. Come to the top of the mat. Let's find dolphin. So we're going to send the legs back, uncross them, and then forearms down, lift into dolphin. Feels so good. Exhale, let it go. Draw the knees to the floor, sit back, release to child's pose. So we're going to take that stream and do it on the other side and come into a nice warm down. Inhale and exhale. So right from where we are, let's come onto all fours. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Step the right foot forward this time. Curl the left toes under. We got our goalpost arms. Feel how you open up the chest wall, but we keep the ribs tucked under shoulders and stacked over hips. Bring your hands to heart center, lifting into prayer twisted crescent. Then we lift into revolved half moon. So that means the foot is lifting off the floor. If you'd like, tap your toe to the floor to aid with balance or a little reset. And then lift the left knee. That's it. So many variations of a twist here in today's practice, right? Lift up. Last one, hold your revolved half moon and lower the hands to the floor, coming to lizard. So giving your hips that space, left knee is on the mat, and then we twist. If you'd like to take it further, then take the hand to the foot. This is for me the tighter side, so I often will stay here and just focus on good full breath in and out. In and out. Bring hand to floor, step back. We're gonna find that modified plank, one-legged plank to modified side plank sequence. There's a lot of words. Bring hands under shoulders, step back. The left foot, draw the left foot in and open. Bring hand to floor. Step back, draw in. Good. Last one here. Let's find down dog. So we've got hand to floor, down dog. We're gonna lift our left leg this time. Or lift the right leg this time, excuse me. And we're gonna step into warrior two. We got our flow. Sweeping side to side. Good. So the space of the ribs, right? Opening up. Good, letting it go. Last one. Let's step in. We're gonna find airplane. Coming into dolphin, or coming into dancer. Taking hand to foot. You can place your right hand onto right thigh. Bend the knee a little bit more. Good. Lowering down into our seated twist. We're going to add the side bends. Releasing overhead. Arms up high and over. One more for each. Feels really good along the side body and into the hips because they all feed into each other. Good. Let's come into our dolphin. Forearms down, lifting the hips vertically, drawing the core in. Good. Let's walk the feet back into forearm plank. And then we're going to open up into side plank. Make sure we get this side as well. Forearm side plank. Bring the hands back. Lift into dolphin once more. Walking the feet in, hips going vertical. And then lower, finding child's pose. Well done. Let's take our right hand, thread it under the left. Then take the left hand, make a little tent for your hand here. Inhale and exhale. Let's find the other side. This is just a little warm down. Thread it through. Inhale and exhale. Good. Let's come onto our back. Finding a figure four. We've got a supine twist that we'll find. So let's remove my block off to the side here. Supine twist, bring the arms into goal post. Feel again, the chest wall is opening. Exhale, releasing. Inhale. And exhale. Other side, knees lifting, bring them over. Knees drawing in towards armpits. Inhale and exhale. Good, let's bring the knees in, give yourself a hug, and then take a few moments here in your Shavasana. just enjoying and absorbing what we've just done here in our practice. If you'd like to bring your feet to the floor, you can. Bring your arms out to the side, maybe extending one leg or being mindful of your neutral pelvis that we worked on all class long. So you can feel if the hips or lower back start to rise off of the mat a little bit more than their natural curve, then that's a clue to keep at least one leg bent, maybe two. And it just helps with lower back. See how you feel. I find twists and rotations are a great way to kind of unwind. Maybe releasing any stress you might encounter, or maybe just letting the muscles release, giving them a chance to move, mobilize the joints. Take a full breath in, exhale, full breath in, and exhale. Feel the rib cage expand outward and upward as you breathe in. And as you exhale, they're going to reset the ribs back towards the midline. So your scapula, then your skull, then your sacrum. We call that in our LYT practice the triple S. Want to make sure they're all touching the mat in some way. And that's how you'll know you'll feel good posture and good alignment in your spine. If you'd like to stay a little longer in your Shavasana, you can. Or if you're ready to come back, releasing your fingers, your toes, and gently come up, rolling onto your right side as you make your way into seated. And as you come to seated, how do you feel? Do you feel tall? Do you feel that length that we've created just by taking a few twists, letting go, releasing? Thank you for coming. I hope you feel restored, rejuvenated, energized, taking a little time out of your day, your morning, to release, to let go, to unwind as we do some twists. Remember how it feels, this length and alignment in your spine, how your pelvis is aligned, how your core is really integrated, and bring that to the movements you do off of the mat too. As you walk, as you stand, as you sit, as you are going about your day, all of those habits that we build here, we want to take them into everyday life activities too. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you for coming.